Godzilla Minus One is a film that was released on December 1st of 2023. It was directed by Takashi Yamazaki, and it follows Koichi Shikishima, a failed kamikaze pilot living in a post-World War II world. Japan is already set at zero with the bomb going off, and now it enters into -1 when Godzilla starts to pop up and cause a lot of damage and chaos. What's going on, guys? Jazzy Butters 2 here, and today we are doing a non-spoiler review of Godzilla -1. And honestly, guys, to be honest, I'm not a big Godzilla fan, as a lot of people. I only got into it because of the MonsterVerse, and mainly that was just because of the fights, but I will say that Godzilla -1 surprised me in the best way possible. And by surprised, I mean it completely blew my expectations out of the water for a Godzilla film. So much so that it even made me cry. And that is huge. So I recommend checking out this movie. And well, at least for the time that I'm still recording this, it is still in theaters in quite a lot of places. I know it's been out for some, but if you want to see this movie, if you've been hearing good stuff about it, they're not lying to you. Go see this movie as soon as you can, because this is cinema right here. Okay, guys, this is great. But let's get into the first part, the characters. Again, non-spoilers. The main character, Koichi Shikishima, a failed kamikaze pilot, his story as a character is incredible. Going and living in this post-World War II world with other characters like Noriko and other people, it is incredible seeing how his character arc goes. Going from failing this to then having his mission being to fight -1. And the way that they handled it, and the way they intertwined all the characters this time, it was done in a way to where it felt natural, it felt real, and it was honestly one of the best character stories that you could ever get in a Godzilla film. I know a lot of people did not like the character moments in the MonsterVerse films, like Godzilla 2014, when apparently those two Marvel siblings made out and had a child, or when in Godzilla King of the Monsters, you had that one family and nobody really cared about that family. They just wanted to see Godzilla. But in this film, the characters are equally as important as Godzilla is. And I'd say that their story is arguably better than when Godzilla appears on screen. You really do feel how these characters interact, how human they are, how they just want to live, how they want to take down Godzilla, and how they struggle to do so, how they have to cooperate together, and how they deal with loss and pain and grief. And there are scenes of those that are really upsetting in the best way possible. It makes you feel emotions. It made me cry a couple of times. And that is huge. The characters in this film are incredible, and the people who play them, the actors, they deserve to get paid more because they did an incredible job with what they were given, and what they were given was gold. And then for the story itself, I know I kind of intertwine it with the characters, but for the story itself, it was great. It was perfectly paced, I think. Well, granted, there were some slow points during the film, but they were actually quite necessary. If I were to say anything about that, it doesn't feel rushed, which is the most important part. It doesn't feel slowed to the point where you're kind of sitting there wondering, okay, when's the next thing gonna happen? Everything that happened in that film had a purpose and it mattered. And I think that's the best thing about this. The film itself was great. And that was just, for the story wise, it was perfect. The action of Godzilla -1 is nothing short of incredible. Whenever Godzilla appears on screen, he feels like a threat. And I say that not lightly. I say that heavily. This is not MonsterVerse Godzilla. And I just want to clarify that for a second. MonsterVerse Godzilla is a different version of Godzilla. This is separate from the MonsterVerse, by the way. But he is a threat whenever he appears on screen. He does a lot of damage. And oh boy, once you see his atomic breath on screen, you're going to be blown away. No pun intended. The way that they designed him, the way that he moves, the way that he uses stuff to his advantage, it's just incredible. And the way that the action looks here, seeing it from certain points of view, and it's switching around and you see all this damage, it is haunting. Haunting as in, oh man, this is real. Even though it's not, it's a movie. But it's like, this is real. And that, I have to thank Takashi for doing that. That was great. And CGI wise, I know we've been going through a big VFX CGI breakdown crisis thing. We just went on strike for it last year. It's crazy I could say last year now. No, that's 2024. But the CGI and VFX look great as well. And it's incredible how real Godzilla looks and how real the set pieces look. Godzilla is 100% VFX CGI. And the way that they did him, the way whenever he moves around the water, whenever he's walking on land, whenever you have a close-up, it looks like he is real. The way, and it's all in the eyes too. Like, it looks like they filmed a real creature chasing after a boat. It feels like they filmed a real creature destroying a city. It is insane how well that was done. And the movie just nailed Godzilla. Like, it's incredible. Honestly, just overall, GodzillaMinusOne was an incredible film with incredible characters, an incredible story. The cinematography was great, and Godzilla himself was a big threat that it felt like nobody, or the fact that anybody, cannot stop. And I highly recommend seeing it. It is actually incredible. And just overall, man, it's so impactful. It tells a big message. But that's all for me. This is my review on GodzillaMinusOne. Go see it in theaters. Again, I recommend seeing it in theaters. Incredible film. And I will see you all next time. Peace.